Welcome back to Open. As the weather warms and motorcycle season kicks into high gear, safety becomes a critical conversation not just for riders, but for the people who care about them. With Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month upon us, we're spotlighting life-saving advances and real-world solutions, reshaping how we think about protection on the road. Joining us is the president of Cycle Gear. It is Stevan Popovich. Stevan, nice to have you with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having us today.
Good. You're not sitting on a motorcycle now, are you? Oh, okay.
No, I'm in one of our Cycle Gear locations in Philadelphia.
You know, with electronic bicycles and everything else, we see a lot more of them on the streets in the Bronx and in New York City. Talk about safety on motorcycles. I think there's a lot of pedestrians and others wish that motorcyclists would be a little safer.
Well, I think everybody wishes everyone was a little bit safer, out there on the road, especially in the New York area. For us, be present, be ready to ride, follow the rules of the road, and be protected. I think electric bicycles and motorcycles alike, even cyclists in New York City. I lived in the Upper West Side for years back in the early 2000s and rode my bicycle around a ton and rode my motorcycle up to Bear Mountain a lot. And I think, again, being present, following the rules of the road, and being safe makes a big difference for the riding community out there.
I've actually seen people riding motorcycles and they're not wearing helmets, and I think they've got to be out of their minds.
Well,
I don't know what to say. It's the simplest thing. You got to do it.
Well, you see it with cyclists too. I think everybody has a right to choose, depending on your state laws. But at the same time, the technology's come so far these days that it's really unobtrusive. I think we look back and think about the old helmets from football players in the 70s or old bicycle helmets. I don't want to talk about how old I am today here, but the bicycle helmets were just, basically cheap foam and plastic, so the advancements in technology really make it more comfortable. And I think a lot of folks are probably a little trepidatious or aren't aware this technology has developed so far to make it more comfortable and to make it, safer for them out there on the roads.
We'll get into a couple of other safety items that you really want to talk about. What is the joy of riding a motorcycle? I mean, why do you love it?
I love it because you get to disconnect. I'm a passionate cyclist as well. So for me, anything two wheels is something that's been part of my life since I was young. I mean, I taught myself to ride a bicycle at 3. And have been on two wheels since. It gives you a chance to disconnect. I mean, what we love about the motorcycle community, one, is it's a community. You get to step away from your technology for a little bit, but two, it gets you out there with other people that share the same passion. It's part of our core identity as motorcyclists, even cyclists, to feel like, you're a little bit more exposed on two wheels. You're a little bit more in the moment. And I think for me and for a lot of the motorcycle community, it's really passionate about just being out there in the open. It's we're all in cars all the time. We're all distracted. And I think the motorcycling not only gets you out there to see the world in a different, unique way, but also, gets you part of a community that you might not be aware exists.
Now, you're wearing a T-shirt and it says right there next to you, airbag saved. The notion of airbags in a motorcycle for people who don't ride motorcycles, for me, is something I'd never even heard or thought about. Explain this whole concept of airbags in a motorcycle.
I'd be happy to. Well, it's not on, just to be clear, it's not on a motorcycle. It's something you wear. I think that's I think a lot of people thought like, oh, is the airbag on the motorcycle? But it's something you wear. So as you can see next to me, it's a vest, very unobtrusive. This by Alpine Stars next to me. It's a computer algorithm that constantly monitors the rider in the back of the vest over here. 1,000 times a second. So it's predictive in a crash. It reduces impact up to 95%. We had an employee in the White Plains area actually just a few weeks ago that was hit by a car not paying attention, walked away with nearly a scratch or a bruise on his chest, and his whole torso envelops the front, the back, the shoulders, and the collarbone area. So it's really exciting technology. This is the second year of this campaign, and we're just thrilled to see the adoption of the rider and non-rider community alike.
You have now just dropped my jaw because I had never heard about that. It makes total sense. It makes total sense. And so the part of your agenda here today is to spread the word about that for motorcycle riders. How do you get? I mean, you just go to a store, or they have to be online?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can go to cyclegear.com/airbags to learn about them or shop for them. You can go to one of our stores. We have a store in White Plains, which isn't too far from you guys. We'd love to teach you a little bit more about them. I mean, it's again, I think there's a lot of vanity that can come from motorcycling, and people are maybe a little hesitant, but we hope they're as ubiquitous as seatbelts in cars. It's something that, again, has progressed so far in such a short amount of time and promotes so much safety for the rider and for the non-rider. I mean, it's been truly tremendous to see partners like Progressive, or a sponsor like Progressive Insurance, has come on board with us because they're excited too. They're a leader in motorcycle insurance in the United States, and again, I don't think a lot of folks are aware. And anything we could do as a national retailer to promote this level of safety and to promote our passion, something that we're really incredibly fortunate to be able to do.
I think that what's really important about this dialogue, and now I'm frankly not about to go out and ride a motorcycle or buy a motorcycle, but there may be some people who are, and they think they just can buy one, they'll get a helmet and all that. But something like this, boy, oh boy, I got to tell you, Steve, this makes a ton of sense to me.
It does, and I think, for us, again, sharing this is exciting, but two, also promoting rider just safety in general. I think a lot of new riders, they might think there's a high barrier of entry, but, we've partnered with the Motorcycle Industry Council. They have a Ride With Us campaign for new riders to come in and learn and how to be safe out there on the road. And I think, like, just because you can ride a bicycle doesn't mean you can ride a motorcycle. So anything you can do to take classes and learn to be a better motorcycle rider and ride safe is a really important message for us to get across.
I don't know if you know, but BronxNet is among our facilities is at Lehman College, and there is in our parking lot a whole section cordoned off for motorcycle training.
Yeah.
And I see it, and I think it's just absolutely vital that rather than somebody just get on there and kind of get into it, you really should take a course like this, or at least participate with others to really learn how to do it safely for yourself and, of course, everybody around you.
For sure. 100%. Couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more.
Is there a future, like a look at other safety devices that could be developed over time, or you think this is pretty much all we got for the moment?
Well, no, I think it's going to continue to develop rapidly. I mean, we've seen it in helmets, every piece of gear. I mean, the level of technology that we've seen advance in textiles, for instance, to reduce abrasion resistance, and helmet technology, the different materials used in the outer shell, the different type of foams and foam densities internal to keep the helmet, to keep the rider safe, to reduce the impact of concussion. The airbag, I mean, which you see next to me here, I mean, this is the third iteration of it in the matter of years. So every time, every year you see exponential growth, and not only the safety, but the technology about it. So it deploys faster, it, is more intuitive, and really keeps the rider safe. So I think we're just at the beginning. I mean, my hope is that, again, every rider takes advantage from head to toe of what we've seen, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon, which is really exciting for us.
This segment has been truly eye-opening for me. I think it's great, and I think for the people who ride, this is a tremendous amount of information. Thank you so much, Stevan Popovich, for joining us. He's the president at Cycle Gear. And thank you for opening my eyes and hopefully opening the eyes of riders throughout the Bronx and throughout the nation. Thank you so much for your time.
We really appreciate you having us. Thank you.
Great. Folks, for more information, you can visit the website at cyclegear.com/airbags.